Hi, Fierce Mama. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Amanda Gargiulo. I'm an on-camera host and a wellness expert. I'm a nutrition coach and also a 200-hour yoga teacher. I am excited for you for all the things that you're going to gain and all the value you're going to get from this summit. I'm also thrilled to be able to lead you through a 60-minute basic power flow. So this really is accessible for all levels. So definitely join me in your practice, in your session. The reason why I decided that I wanted to offer a yoga class is because yoga is what gave me access to stepping out of my comfort zone, both as a fur baby mama, an entrepreneur, and as a wife. So many people rely on us. You know, you're an entrepreneur too, right? So you have clients, you have family, you have kids, everybody's kind of pulling at you in all different directions. I feel like the one thing that we need as business owners is to find that sense of balance. For me, what gave me that sense of balance, the ability to be really present when my clients need me most, is my yoga practice. This is the tool that has served me over and over again. That's why I am thrilled to be able to offer you what works in my own life and get you started on your mat. If you have any questions for me, please do feel free to reach out. If you'd like to flow with me a little bit more after today's practice, please follow me on social media, amanda.gargiulo. You can also check out my website, amandagargiulo.com or nourishyoursoulwellness.com. I offer group classes, I offer one-on-one classes, and I'm also offering tons of tips and tricks and freebies right there at my website. And I'm excited to get on the mat with you. So welcome to your basic flow. Again, this is for all levels. You can feel free to adjust and modify as you see fit. Grab whatever you need, take a moment right now, and take whatever you need to set up your practice space. For me, I always have a mat with me and 2 blocks. I love to use blocks to support myself as I step forward and to place under my hands to keep my wrists nice and safe. But you feel free to grab whatever you need. If you don't have blocks and you do want a little bit of support, you could use hardcover books, you could use maybe your kids' textbooks, anything like that to bring the ground to you. Also feel free, if you have knee issues and you want a little bit more support throughout the course of your practice, you can grab blankets, bolsters, pillows, whatever works for you. Before we get started, I want you to know that you can at any point take rest, right? Sometimes just being on our mat and taking that moment to get really present is enough to serve us. So if you need child's pose at any point, you take it. You could always meet right back with me in the flow. And the beauty about the fact that this is recorded is that you can always hit pause and then come right back when you're ready. You could always also take a downward facing dog. I will be doing a standard Vinyasa flow in this, which is a high to low plank to a back bend like an upward dog, cobra, or baby cobra, back to a downward facing dog. You can skip that every single time and adjust it as you see fit. You can press right back to downward facing dog after we do a few linked poses. Again, if you do end up enjoying today's practice, please feel free to follow me on Instagram, amanda.gargiulo. Head over to my website, amandagargiulo.com or nourishyoursoulwellness.com, and you can sign up to work with me in a group setting, in a one-on-one setting, or even to take some virtual yoga classes that I'm offering starting this month. So let's get started. I would love to start by anchoring ourselves right onto our mats in a child's pose. So take your time to set up the foundation here, stacking your wrists under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Toes to touch. It's up to you for your first child's pose, if you want your knees nice and wide or close together. Whatever works for you. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, sink your seat towards your heels for child's pose. Now I invite you to start to come to your breath. Taking nice deep breaths in and out through your nose. Maybe creating the sound of the ocean. If you peek at me, I don't know if you're down on your mat, if you take a peek at me right now, you're gonna see that I have blocks under my hands. I like to do this as a way to extend my armpits a little bit more and reach my fingertips forward to create even more space in my body. Now as you start to take deep breaths in and out through your nose, notice the support of the ground below you. Let your body really melt with each breath. have victory breath in your practice, or you want to start to try using that as a tool, start to inhale and exhale through your nose, constricting the back of your throat. I'm going to do one for you just so you can hear what it sounds like. Now stay right here or start to walk your fingertips over to the right. Maybe they come off your mat, right? And keep sinking your left sits bone towards your heel as you reach your left pinky finger away from your hip socket. Feel the space in your side body. Right, allow the breath to go to that space to create a little bit more distance between your rib cage and your hip socket. Walk your fingertips back through the center line and now take them over to the left. As you inhale, reach your fingertips away from you, and as you exhale, let your right hip sink towards your heel, creating a little space in the side body. You know, for me, my yoga practice is what gave me access to presence in my life. You know, to being able to show up for myself and the people that rely on me moment to moment. So throughout the course of today's practice, I invite you to see if you can use your breath as a touch point to access presence, to notice the thoughts that may be showing up that might not be serving you, and what you can do to call yourself out in those moments, to say, I am not these thoughts, and then just to come right back to your breath. Come back in through center and now make your way up to tabletop. I invite you to start to sway your hips from side to side. Right? Take any movement you feel your body needs to get warm and to anchor onto your mat. On your next inhale, release your belly towards the mat, crown your head and your sits bones up towards the ceiling for a cow pose. On your next exhale, round your spine, pull your belly up and in, press your shoulders away from each other. Inhale for cow pose. Let it be as slow and as exaggerated as you'd like it to be. Exhaling, rounding your spine, pressing your shoulder blades away, creating this scaredy cat in your back. Take 2 more rounds of this on your own, linking your breath with your movement, letting it be as slow or as quick as you'd like. After that second round of breath, come back through a neutral tabletop. On your next inhale, straighten your right leg long out behind you and press your heel forward and back. Maybe round out your ankle a little bit. Taking what you need again in this moment to warm up the body. Now it's your choice. Stay right here or lift your right heel in line with your sits bone and flex your foot. Pull all the leg muscles right to the bones. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, cross your right foot over the left side of your body for an IT band stretch. Look over your left shoulder. Inhale, come back through the center line of your body and now place your knee down. We're just gonna do that all on the other side. So you're gonna inhale, straighten your left foot, behind you, and pull your foot forward and press it back. Remembering to take nice deep cleansing breaths to anchor into the body. Right, notice if in this moment thoughts are showing up. If they are, it's perfect. Right? Our brains are thinking entities. They're made to think. We have thousands of thoughts a day. Can you catch yourself and just come right back to your breath? On your next inhale, if you'd like, lift your left heel in line with your sits bone, flex your foot. Pull your belly button all the way up and in towards your spine to engage your core. Deep breath in. Exhale, cross your left foot over the right side of your body. If you'd like to add in a cervical twist as well, you can look over your right shoulder, looking back at your left heel. Nice deep cleansing breaths right here. Come back in through center and come back in through tabletop. On your next inhale, lift your right heel in line with your sits bone, pull your knee to your nose and land your foot in between your hands. On your next inhale, reach your arms up for a modified crescent lunge. Roll your shoulders away from your ears, belly button in towards your spine. Nice deep breath in and out through your nose. Your choice now, stay here or hands come to prayer. Place your left hand down, take a deep breath in, reach the crown of your head towards the top of your mat. As you exhale, twist to the right. You can stay here or you can tuck your back toes and lift your back knee. Always options, right? Just like on our mat, it mirrors our lives. So in our lives, we can always take support if we need it, right? Or we can push ourselves further past our comfort zones. Freeing your front foot now, left knee comes back down, right back through tabletop. And let's take it on the other side. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose, land your foot in between your hands. Anchor into your feet, press the top of your right foot into the mat. Deep breath in, reach your arms up. And if you fall out, you come right back, right? That's another great way that you can use your tools in life, right? The support of the ground below you. I feel like as women, right, and as people that have our own businesses, sometimes it's a challenge to ask for help. You know, using tools in my yoga practice has given me access to that, to being able to source out things when I need to, and to ask people in my life to support me. Hands come to prayer, deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Right hand comes down, inhale, reach the crown of your head away from your tailbone, exhale, twist. Again, you can always tuck your back toes and lift your back knee if you'd like. If not, leave the knee down. Right, knowing that our bodies also show up differently in space on opposite sides, it's all absolutely perfect. One more breath. Exhale, frame your front foot. Tuck your back toes now, lift your back knee, and come back to downward facing dog. For downward facing dog, let's take a moment to really anchor yourself into the space and into the pose. Soften your knees. Press your belly button towards your thighs. Start to sink your heels towards the mat, right? Knowing that your heels never actually have to touch. That's the beauty of yoga, right? There's nowhere we have to be. There's nowhere to arrive. You're ready now. You're here now. Feel free to pedal out your feet here. You can shake your head. Yes, shake it. No. Let go of any tension. And there goes the earbud, right? And that's the beauty of life. It gets messy sometimes, but we gotta continue to show up for ourselves. On your next inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees. Take a little stroll to the top of your mat. Take a ragdoll here. So feel free to take your blocks if you have them, or textbooks. Bring them to a higher level to bring the ground to you. You could also choose to grab opposite elbows and just sway from side to side. Again, shake your head yes, shake it no. Make sure you're not holding any tension. Sway forward and back into your toes and into your heels. On your next inhale, reach your arms up towards the ceiling nice and high for an extended mountain pose. Let's really start to refine this pose here. Turn your pinky fingers in towards your head. Pull your belly button to your spine. Let your shoulders melt away from your ears. Set your gaze or your drishti to a spot in front of you that's not moving, starting to really access a sense of focus. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, reach your fingertips towards the ceiling. Exhale, fold over your legs. We're gonna inhale to a halfway lift. So take your hands, place them on your shins. Reach the crown of your head away from your tailbone. Focus on your shoulder blades. Press your shoulder blades towards the center line of your body. Gaze is set at the top center point of your mat. Deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Let's take some half sun salutation A's just to warm up the body. Inhale, reach your arms up high to the ceiling or the sky, wherever you're doing your class. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, high mountain. If you're ready for it, cactus your arms, lift your head, neck, and chest. Release any tension. Baby back bend. You can go a little further back if it's what your body's calling for. We're really tapping in and knowing we are our own best teachers. Inhale, reach your arms back up towards the ceiling as you exhale, forward fold. I'm going to place my blocks on a lower level so I can place them right under my hands, but you do whatever works for you in your practice space. Inhale to a halfway lift. As you exhale, forward fold. One more time, just like that. Inhale, rise up, high mountain. Exhale, cactus your arms, lift your head, neck, and chest. Inhale, fingertips back up towards the ceiling. Exhale, you fold over your legs. Inhale to a halfway lift. Plant your palms, step back, downward facing dog. Now, right from here, it's your choice. You can hold this downward dog or you can take a flow. For the flow, you're going to roll forward to high plank. In your high plank, refine this. Press your heels away from the crown of your head, belly button in towards spine. Welcome in the shakes. Are you doing the work? Option here, you can always place your knees down on the mat if you need support. As you inhale, roll forward on your tippy toes. Exhale, lower all the way down to your mat. Untuck your toes. Baby cobra. Right, so there's no weight in your hands here. Very light touch. Press your feet actively into the mat. Press your shoulder blades together to create a baby back bend. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, release, lower down. Come up through tabletop or high plank. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Let's start to flow a little bit now. On your next inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, you're gonna bend your knees. Your choice, step, hop, or walk, top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Next inhale, rise up, high mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your palms, step back, downward facing dog. Now it's your choice. One more time. You can hold it or you could flow. For the flow, roll forward, high plank. Exhale, yoga push-up, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog, cobra, baby cobra. Exhale, up and back, downward facing dog. One more sun salutation A, just like that. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees. Your choice, step, hop, or walk, top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, high mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your palms, high to low plank or straight back to downward facing dog. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, up and back, downward facing dog. 3 breaths, in and out through your nose. Sending your gaze to the back center point of your mat, back of your neck nice and long. On your next inhale, step your right foot forward. Left foot comes down on its natural angle. Take a moment here to anchor into your feet. Deep breath in. As you exhale, rise up. Warrior 1. Press the razor side edge of your left foot into the mat. Lift your inner arch towards your ankle. Let your shoulders melt away from your ears. Nice deep breath. On your next inhale, reach your fingertips up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, open to warrior 2. Right fingertips straight ahead, left fingertips back. Take a peek at your left arm. Make sure it's in alignment with your right. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, sink into your right thigh a little bit deeper. Press your knee towards your pinky toe. Flip your front arm now and reverse your warrior. Left arm to left thigh, right fingertips overhead. Notice if you're losing the bend in your front knee. If you are, can you bend the knee and come into your thighs. Pull your leg muscles to the bones, belly button all the way up towards your spine. One more deep breath right here. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down, frame your front foot, and step back, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Take a moment here to notice if your right leg feels a little bit more energized than your left. It's all perfect. One more deep breath. Exhale, sink into your downward dog a little bit deeper. Next inhale, left leg comes up. Exhale, knee to nose, land your foot in between your hands. So for me, I'm gonna turn this way, just so that my back is not to you. Okay, we're gonna take warrior 1 on the left side. Nice deep breaths. Taking a moment here to focus on the left side of your rib cage. Pull the left side of your rib cage towards your right heel as you press the right side forward. Deep breath in. Exhale, open to your warrior 2. Taking 3 breaths right here. If at any point you need a break, feel free to straighten your front leg and then come right back to the pose. Flip your front arm now and reverse your warrior. See what feels better on your neck, right? Is it looking down, straight ahead, maybe back at your right hand? Come back through center, cartwheel your hands down, frame your front foot, take your flow, high to low plank or straight back, downward facing dog. Inhaling for your upward facing, exhaling for your downward facing dog. We're gonna do all of that a little bit quicker. We're gonna take it 1 breath, 1 movement to create some heat in the body. Next, inhale, right leg up. Exhale, knee to nose, land your foot in between your hands. Left foot on its natural angle, inhale, you rise, warrior 1. Exhale, open warrior 2. Flip your front arm. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down, frame your front foot, come back, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Switching sides, inhaling left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose, land your foot in between your hands. Warrior 1, inhale, you rise. Exhale, warrior 2. Flip your front arm, reverse your warrior. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down, frame your front foot, step back, high low plank or downward facing dog. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, up and back, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees. Step, hop, or walk top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. As you inhale, rise up to a high mountain pose. Now take your feet, your big toes either to touch or a little bit of space between your heels. You can even take your feet slightly separated. Take a deep breath in, reach the crown of your head towards the ceiling. And now as you exhale, sink back like you're sitting in a chair. Pull your belly button to your spine. Stay here or cactus your arms if that feels better on your shoulders. Maybe hands come to your hips. Maybe even to prayer. Each time you inhale, see if you can lift the crown of your head towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, maybe you can sink a little bit deeper into your seat. Two more breaths. And forward fold over your legs. Whew. Take a moment here, bend and straighten one leg at a time. Inhale, come up, high mountain. Exhale, forward fold over your legs. Inhale to a halfway lift. Plant your palms, step back, high to low plank, or straight to downward facing dog. Here we go. We're gonna add on just a little bit. Step your right foot forward. Now your option, you can always place your back knee down here for support. We're gonna repeat that crescent that we did at the beginning of the practice. So I'm adding on by tucking my back toes and lifting my back knee. For a crescent lunge, you're either going to pull your heel forward or press it back. Pull your leg muscle right to the bone. Take a moment here to anchor into your feet. Once you feel stable, you inhale to rise, crescent lunge. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, open your arms to warrior two, pressing the razor side edge of your left foot into the mat, sinking into your right thigh. We're gonna repeat that one more time, the reverse warrior. So flip your hands up, take a deep breath in, reverse your warrior. Exhale, right arm's gonna come to the inside of your right thigh for extended side angle. Option here, you can do what I'm doing with your left arm up towards the ceiling. You can also place your left hand on your hip, or you can even reach your left fingertips towards the front of the room to deepen the stretch in the side body. As far as looking at your right shoulder, if you see my right shoulder's popping out, can you keep pressing it back? Pulling your shoulder blade in towards your spine. For your gaze, does looking down at the floor feel better on your neck? Straight ahead or up towards the ceiling? Right? Whatever works better for you and your body, that's what's most important. Right? Even as entrepreneurs, we have to really tap into our own sense of belief in ourselves and trusting that we know exactly what's best for our families and for our business. Take one more breath here. Exhale. Cartwheel your hands down to frame your front foot. Pull your right knee into your belly and transition back, downward facing dog. Go ahead and pedal at your feet and sway your head from side to side. We're gonna just switch sides now. Inhaling left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose, land your foot in between your hands for your crescent lunge. Again, I'm turning just so that my back's not to you. Take your time here. If you feel like you need a little bit more support with stability, you can walk your left foot to the edge of your mat. I don't know if you guys are hearing it, if my microphone's picking it up, but there's a helicopter, I think, flying over my house. So that's the thing, right? Something's always gonna show up in life. How do we make it so that we can still show up for ourselves? Take a deep breath in. Exhale, open up to your warrior two. Flip your front palm, reverse your warrior, and then your left arm lands on the inside of your left thigh for your extended side angle. Again, option, right arm can be straight up towards the ceiling, overhead, maybe on your hip, your hands. It's perfect, whatever works best for you. Again, pressing the left shoulder blade in towards your spine. Belly button all the way up and in. Engaging what we call Uddiyana Bandha, or the core lock. Three more breaths. Give yourself space to feel the pose on your body. And right here, notice what thoughts are showing up. Are you more focused on what you're going to do after this session than you are with what's happening here and now? It's all good. One more breath. Inhale, reach back, reverse. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down, bring your front foot, downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths right here. On your next inhale, lift your right leg towards the ceiling, bend your knee, open up your hip. You can roll out your ankle a little bit, roll out your knee. Or think of really pressing your right heel towards your left sit bone as you lift your knee up towards the ceiling, opening up your hip socket. Come back over, downward facing dog. Next inhale, left leg comes up, bend your knee, open up your hip. Rolling out your ankle if it feels good, rolling out your knee, giving yourself a little bit of love. Even for me, right, we're talking about thoughts taking you out. Right now, I just thought about the fact that I have to go food shopping after this. It's like, how as women do we balance everything all day long, right? It's like, keep coming back to your breath. Downward facing dog. So now roll forward to high plank. Option here, place your right knee down if you'd like. Flip to the side of your left foot and then maybe reach your left fingertips up for a modified side plank. If you want to go to level up, it's perfect. Maybe you have a more advanced yoga practice. You can take your right foot, bring it underneath your left for a traditional side plank. Feel free to add on. You can lift your left leg, maybe bend your knee, create a tree leg. One more deep breath. Exhale, come over, high plank. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths. This time you're gonna place your left knee down, right? And then come to the side plank on the other side. So for me, I'm just gonna turn this way again because I don't wanna turn my back. See, it's rude. There you go. And then if you'd like, reach your right fingertips up. See what feels better on your neck. Again, looking down, straight ahead, or up towards the ceiling. If you fall out, you come right back, right? Just like when life throws you a curveball. You fall out of life, you come right back. We have no choice, right? We gotta keep showing up for the people that need us the most. One more deep breath. Exhale, come back over to your high plank. Inhale, roll forward. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, up and back, downward facing dog. Walk your feet about halfway up your mat. Take your peace fingers, so your pointer finger and your middle finger, connect them to your thumb and wrap them around your big toes. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, fold over your legs. Bend your elbows to opposite sides of the room and shake your head yes and shake it no. Feel free to flutter your lips and let go of all that work you just did. Let your belly melt over your thighs. Take a break right here. Release the connection of your fingertips to your toes, toe heel your feet together. Inhale, rise up, high mountain. Exhale, hands to prayer in front of your heart. Set yourself up, come to the top of your mat. We're gonna work on a few balancing poses. So I'm gonna turn towards you, but you feel free to stay wherever works best for you on your mat. Start with your hands on your hips. Step your right foot out in front of you, anchor into your left. Toes can be tucked. Option 1 is to stay right here. Right? You wanna challenge yourself a little bit more. Bend your knee and align your knee with your hip. You wanna add on a little bit more. Take your right hand, place it on the outside of your right knee and open your right knee to the side of the room. If you can, kick your foot so that your heel is in perfect alignment with your knee, creating a 90-degree angle in your leg. Roll your shoulders away from your ears, belly button to spine. Set your gaze to the spot in front of you that's not moving. And soften your eyes. Just take 2 deep breaths right here. Come back through center. Exhale, let it all go. Shake it out. Take a moment here now to tap into your right leg. Notice if it feels a little bit different than your left. It's all perfect. Right? Just a practice, just noticing. Lift the toes on your right foot, spread them out nice and wide, and anchor all 4 corners of your right foot to the mat. Start right here. You want to go for the next option. Tuck your left toes on the mat below you. Pull your belly button to your spine. Again, setting your gaze to a spot in front of you that's not moving to help you really focus. Staying right here now, or adding on. Lifting your left knee, grabbing for the outside of your left knee with your hands. Staying here now, or opening your left knee to the side of the room. Pull your belly button to your spine, shoulders away from your ears. 3 more breaths. And then come back through center, let it all go. Let's take a tree pose. So for tree pose, anchor your left foot into the mat. Right foot comes to the inside of your ankle, thigh, calf, sorry, or thigh. Wherever you choose, press your foot into your leg, leg into your foot. Find your balance. As far as your arms go, do whatever feels best for you. If you're feeling unstable, hands on your hips is going to help to offer you a little bit more stability. Or you could place your hands in prayer. Maybe you reach your tree branches up. Maybe you sway from side to side. Whatever you do, pull your left leg muscle to the bone to really engage your leg. Let your shoulders melt away from your ears. And look, I fold out and I come right back, like life. One more deep breath. Exhale, come back through center. We'll take it on the other side. So right leg stays where it is. Left foot on the inside of ankle, calf, or thigh, whatever you got. Coming right back through center. Maybe hands to prayer this time. Maybe you do something different. Maybe you try to knock yourself out of the pose. Right? Maybe your hands come to your bent knee. Maybe you side bend, coming out of the hip a little bit. And then come back through center. Great work. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale to a halfway lift. Plant your palms and step back to downward facing dog. Your choice, again, you can hold it or you could flow. For the flow, high plank. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, up and back, downward facing dog. Step your right foot in between your hands. Left foot on its natural angle, and then rise up, warrior one. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, open to warrior two. Now stay with me, straighten your front leg. Inhale, reach your right arm forward. Exhale, land your right hand either to your shin, your thigh, maybe to the ground, maybe to a block. This is triangle pose. So if you'd like, take your hand, place it on your block to bring the ground to you. I like to take my block all the way to the highest level, tap my fingertips on the block, and then reach all the way up towards the ceiling. Give yourself space right here to anchor into your breath. Feel free to close your eyes for a moment. Press all 10 toes into the mat and pull your leg muscles to the bones, belly button to spine. Turn all 10 toes towards the left side of your mat and then fold right over for a side facing wide leg forward fold. Go ahead and bend your knees. You can sway from side to side. I love to take twists in my side facing wide leg forward fold. So I walk my hands towards my left foot, soften my knees, place your hand down, your right hand down right in line with your face. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, left arm towards the ceiling, twist. Soften your knees here as much as you need to. Reaching the crown of your head away from your tailbone. One more deep breath. Exhale, walk your hands now over to your right foot. Inhale, reach the crown of your head away from your tailbone. Exhale, twist right arm up towards the ceiling. Coming back in through center now. I'm going to take a block with me. Feel free to take one with you too. I'm going to come to the back of my mat now. And then I'm going to come up for my warrior one. So we're just taking out the flow, right? Looking at things from a completely different perspective. Deep breath in. Exhale, open to your warrior two. I think we did a reverse do it again, I hope. Straighten your front leg. Reach your left arm forward. Inhale as you exhale, land. Triangle. And if we didn't do it on the other side, I'm sorry guys, but you don't have to do it either. That's the thing about yoga, right? Sometimes the sequencing changes like life. Same thing like being entrepreneurs. Having your own business, having a family, you know, things change moment to moment. We can plan, right? And then whatever gets thrown at us, we have to learn to be okay with. You know, like a chameleon, we have to be able to adapt to whatever life throws at us. For me, the thing that gave me access to staying calm when my plan goes a little bit awry has been my yoga practice. And that's why I was so excited to be able to offer you this class today. Come back through the left side of your mat. Right toes turn forward, so we're back at the top of our mat. Hug your right knee into your belly, transition back, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, roll forward. Exhale, lower all the way down to your mat. Take a moment here to anchor back in, right? Give yourself time to rest. Create a little pillow with your hands and place your cheek on your hands. Let everything soften. We're going to take a locust pose. So your hands alongside your body, palms facing down. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, lift your feet, your head, your chest, and then release your fingertips towards your toes. Inhale, press your pelvis down. Exhale, create more space, lifting all parts of your body that aren't touching. Exhale, lower all the way down to your mat. Creating the pillow with your hands one more time, turning the opposite cheek down. Release any tension in your body in this moment. Come back through center. We're going to take a locust with an interlace. So interlace your hands behind your back. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lift your head, neck, and chest. Press your interlace towards your heels. If you don't have access to the interlace, feel free to grab a towel in between your hands. If you have a strap, you can use that. You know, whatever you need to do. Press your shoulder blades together, lift up a little bit higher. And then as you exhale, lower down. Take a moment here, bend your knees, windshield wipe your legs side to side. Strain your legs out in front of you, toes to touch, knees tight or wide, and sink your seat towards your heels for your second child's pose of today's practice. Slowly start to roll up to a seat. Walk your knees in front of you. And let's take a hero's pose. If it feels okay for you to sit like this, stay right here. If it's not comfortable, you can take a block, place it under your seat, or you can walk your feet out in front of you and just come to a comfortable seat. All right? Take your hands, place them on your shins, and walk your hands up towards your hips. Stack your shoulders over your hips. And let's just take 3 breaths right here to re-anchor ourselves. Come back to the present moment. And I invite you right here to acknowledge something you may need to give up, right? To let go of, to remain present throughout the course of the rest of the practice. Is it creating a to-do list, right? Is it allowing the next task you need to do to just go away? Maybe it's just releasing concern of getting it right. No matter what it is, can you inhale it now and then exhale, release it, let it all go. Come back to your mat. Walk your feet out in front of you as we start to slow down the practice. I'm going to invite you right here to grab a block, or if you have books, to grab those as well. Or you could do this lying completely flat on your mat. We're gonna take a supported bridge. You could also take an active bridge if that's in your practice. Always completely your choice. So take time here, lower down to your mat. Brush your heels with your fingertips to make sure they're in alignment with your sits bones. Lift your pelvis towards the ceiling. Take the block, place it right underneath your lower back, and let your lower back just melt. This is option one. This is supported bridge. You can stay here the entire time. This is a really great pose if you have any tension in your spine. You know, a lot of us sit for long periods of time at a desk. This is a great way to kind of release all that tension that we build up throughout the course of the day. If you want to go for another option, you can lift your pelvis and remove the block if you'd like. Totally perfect, right? Brush your heels with your fingertips. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. On your next inhale, lift your pelvis towards the ceiling. Press your thighs in towards one another. You can stay here, or you can interlace your hands behind your back and walk your shoulder blades together. Press your forearms into the mat, lift your pelvis. Each time you inhale, anchor into your feet, and as you exhale, lift your pelvis a little bit higher. And lower all the way down to your mat. Your choice, you can go for one more bridge, stay in your supported bridge, or maybe you have wheel in your practice. If you have wheel in your practice, you go for it. I'm gonna take another bridge. You do whatever works best for you. So make a choice, take a deep breath in, and rise up. Take 5 breaths in whatever you chose to do. And lower down to the mat. Upper back, middle back, lower back. Let's take a butterfly on our back or Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of your feet together, knees are gonna come out nice and wide. Maybe you take one hand on your heart, one on your belly. And feel the life force that you created there. Feel the energy flowing through you. And take your hands, place them on your knees, and pull your knees in towards your armpits. Let your feet come up towards the ceiling. You can sway from side to side. Or you can straighten and bend one leg at a time. You do whatever works best for you. You can even take what's called cobbler's pose, pressing your feet together. Knees out nice and wide. Now hug your knees in towards your belly. Rock and roll up and down your mat. Let's come up to a boat pose. So for boat, you can feel free to leave your ankles on the mat, your heels. You can lift your legs up in line with your ankles, in line with your knees. Maybe reach your fingertips forward. Maybe you can grab your toes and extend your feet up towards the ceiling. Let your shoulders melt away from your ears. Pull your belly button to your spine. Three more breaths. Let it go. Slowly lower your feet out in front of you. Take a moment here, remove the flesh from your seat so that you can really anchor your sits bones into the mat. Take a deep breath in, reach your arms up. Exhale, hinge forward over your legs. Seated forward fold. Each time you inhale now, see if you can lift your rib cage up, and as you exhale, maybe you fold in a little bit deeper. If you have tight IT bands here or tight hamstrings like I do, you can take a block and place it right underneath your knees. to help to bring the ground to you. So I want you to think of pressing your nose towards your toes in this pose. Rather than rounding your spine to get there, you want to roll your shoulders away from your ears and keep your spine nice and long. Slowly start to roll up now and remove the block if it's there. Leave your right leg nice and long. Bend your left knee and place the sole of your left foot inside of your right thigh. Inhale, reach your arms up. As you exhale, twist your torso towards your right leg and then fold over. Again, see how far you can go. Or each time you inhale, reach the crown of your head towards the front of your mat. As you exhale, maybe you can twist a little bit deeper towards the right side of your room or the body. As you inhale, roll back up. And then we're just going to switch sides. Called seated single leg extension. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, twist towards your left leg and then fold on over. And roll up nice and slow. Place your feet on the mat. Round your spine and slowly start to lower all the way down. On your next inhale, lift your right leg towards the ceiling. Exhale, cross your right ankle beyond your left thigh. Now your choice, you can stay right here, or if you want to add on, lift your left knee. Maybe you grab for the back of your left thigh. Pulling your left thigh towards your face, you can use your right elbow to press your right thigh away from you. I invite you right here to acknowledge yourself for showing up, right? For taking the last maybe 55 minutes for yourself, right? To put your own needs above others so that it gives you access, right? To showing up in a more supportive way for those that need you. Because it really is so much easier to fill somebody else's cup when our own cup is overflowing. Hug your knees back in through center and let's just switch sides. Crossing your left ankle beyond your right thigh, maybe grabbing for the back of the right thigh and pressing your left knee away from you. 8 breaths. Hug your knees back in through center now. Let's take one more happy baby, grabbing for the outer edges of your feet or inner edges, right? After that hip opener, the happy baby might feel a little bit more accessible for you. It might just feel a little bit more open. Hug your knees into your belly. And take some sacrum rolls. Roll out your lower back a little bit to one side. And roll it out to the other side. Now straighten your legs out long in front of you. Option to stay right here. Take a full body stretch, reach your arms overhead if that works for you. Right? If not, if you want to go for one more little back bend to open up the space around your heart, I'm going to offer you a fish pose. So for fish, you can leave your legs long, or you can place the soles of your feet on the mat and bend your knees. If you're keeping your legs long, right, lift your right sit bone, place your right hand underneath, And then place your left hand underneath. Bend your elbows and place your forearms on the mat. Press your shoulder blades together now and lift your chest to open up the space around your heart. If it feels okay, let your head fall back. Three breaths. After the third round of breath, now slowly lower down, take a full body stretch. I'm going to offer you an inversion. If you have an active inversion practice and you'd like to do something, feel free to take a shoulder stand, headstands. I'm going to offer you, for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, I'm going to offer you waterfall. So all you're going to do is bend your knees, place the soles of your feet on the mat, take your hands, place them right underneath your lower back, and then lift your feet up towards the ceiling. Go ahead and point and flex your toes and roll out your ankles. Five more breaths to explore whatever you've chosen. Hug your knees into your belly, let the soles of your feet fall to the ground. Let your knees fall to the right for a supine twist. You can take your arms wide to a T, you can cactus. Feel free to look over your left shoulder. If you'd like to assist yourself, place your right hand, place it on your left thigh, and pull your thigh down. Hug your knees back in through center and then let them fall to the left. To switch sides for your supine twist. You can go over your right shoulder if that works. Knees come back in through center. Give yourself a little squeeze to neutralize out the back of your pelvis. And let's set up for final rest. Shavasana, corpse pose, whatever you call it. Straighten your legs out in front of you long. Feel free to walk your shoulder blades underneath you to lift your heart. Let your eyes slip closed. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, let it all go. Let your body melt towards the mat. Give yourself these next 3 minutes to take care of yourself and your needs, and to just be. feel free to stay here as long as you'd like. Or if you want to, start to wake up with me. Slowly begin to deepen your breath. Start to wake up fingers and toes. Bend your knees, place the soles of your feet on the mat, and roll to your right side for fetal posture, using your arm as a pillow. I invite you to take a moment right here to tap in, to notice how your body's feeling in this moment as compared to when we first started this practice. And I invite you to really acknowledge yourself for showing up for this summit and putting your needs first. And maybe for you, that's a completely new concept. And if it is, I invite you to notice where else in your life you can do this. Because like I said earlier, it is so much easier to show up for others when we take care of our needs moment to moment. With your eyes closed and your head heavy, come up to a seat at the top of your mat. And let's meet with our hands at prayer right in front of our hearts. And let's close this practice together with the sound of one Om. Let's take a nice deep breath in together. And exhale, bow before one another and say Namaste. Great work. Thank you so much for joining me. Once again, I acknowledge you for showing up for yourselves so that you can be even more supportive of those around you who need you, whether it's your clients or your family or anybody in between. If you had as much fun as I did in today's practice, again, please feel free to follow me on Instagram, amanda.gargiulo, and you can go to my website, nourishyoursoulwellness.com or amandagargiulo.com. I offer online resources, lots of freebies, and really great virtual classes and virtual group coaching. I hope I get to see you soon in real life. Bye, everybody.